All right, now that we know what the goal is, we're going to go right into the 19 steps in order to increase our on-page conversion rates by 40 to 80%. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to install Lucky Orange. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the website here. So we want to. This is just a demo store. This is my new store that I'm creating. So I'm using it as an example for this fast track course in order to show you all the different apps and then how you use them. So we're going to start off with Lucky Orange. You may or may not be familiar with this app. It's very, very, very powerful. And so what it allows us to do is to track the on-page experiences and to watch the customer's on-page experiences. This is really, really critical. So what we do is once you install the app, you can decide the proper plan according to your traffic. Once you have this app installed, what's going to happen here is you're going to see searches which came to your store or people which came to your store. What you're going to do is you're going to watch those experiences. And what I'm looking for specifically are people that leave the store quickly. So they jump and they leave off. And what did they do? What page did they leave on? If they stay in the store for a while, when did they leave? And overall, we're just going to watch the on-page customer experience. This is a really critical step. We're going to identify also like what I call like broken things. So things on the store that might be broken or things which are not really serving us to the highest level. So I'd go through and I'd watch as many, you have to install the app and then let it run for a week or so and then watch the traffic. So this is as we're making these updates to the on-page conversion rate on the store, it's important that we continually watch these on-page experiences and make sure that what we're doing is serving us. So it's really important that we watch these experiences, look for people who added to cart, the products they added, how they moved around your store. And some highlights, what I found is working with multiple stores and multiple brands is most people will shop around and leave and come back later, or they'll start on mobile and then purchase on desktop. Also, I'll find that a lot of people will click, and I'll get into this app later, but most people will click on your search box. About 30 to 40% of people will click on your search box, and then the second highest clicked box on the site is generally the next box on the collection pages. So as you install this app and as you watch it and aggregate data, I've seen this really across all the stores I've worked with. I think you'll also see the numbers kind of work out evenly in that way as well. So the first thing to do is to really dial in Lucky Orange and to start watching those on-page customer experiences. The goal, so now we're going to get into the overarching goal of the product page. So the home page, has some, variability. The home page on this demo store right now that I'm just starting up is, really, really basic, not too complex. But you'll notice that not always the most beautiful stores are the ones that convert the most. And so when I'm setting up the home page, you can do whatever you'd like. Some content is nice. I see a lot of different people doing a lot of different things. When we're doing Google Shopping, we know that the vast majority of our traffic comes directly to our product pages, right? 99%, if not, the vast majority of traffic is coming directly to our product page. So this is where I'm going to spend the focus of my time when it comes to conversion rate optimization. This could be your checkout page, but if you're selling services, but for commerce, as far as physical goods, it's going to be your product page here. Now, on the product page, what we're looking to do is to create a slide effect. So one of the most common things I see that people do is they offer too many options. Now, as far as variants, I understand if you have different options there, that's understandable. But on the product pages, as we scroll down, the customer should be getting more excited to purchase. And at the end, it should end in an add to cart or in a buy button. right? So we don't want, what I see a lot of people do is they try to follow the Amazon model, and they put like recently viewed items or recommended items or things like this towards the bottom. I advise against that. I've tested with and without, and across all the brands I've worked with, it's always better without. So just because I think it's just one option that really just drives the on-page conversion, sometimes people will just get stuck shopping rather than making a purchase. So we really want to highlight that on the product page and create this what I call slide effect, so that as you scroll down the page, at the bottom of the page, what you have is the add to cart. So that is a little bit about the slide process. Now, another thing is a lot of people will have an entry pop. So when you first load up the site, they'll have something which like pops up immediately. Like, hey, check out our email list, subscribe to our email list, get a discount, or blogs will have this a lot, or even something as simple as the chat widget will automatically extend. We want to remove all things which auto pop when someone lands on the site. So this is the number one kind of easy fix that I see that people have on their stores. If they have like something that pops up immediately, this is gonna just, here's the logic I use here, and it's worked out pretty well across all the brands I've worked with. I don't know if you've seen our testimonials, but we've helped multiple brands just double, triple their revenue by implementing these strategies. So these are all proven methods and proven strategies. None of these are what I would call, none of them are hypothetical or just what I think would work. These are all proven methods which have been replicated amongst 10 plus brands. I know each one, how it affects the conversion rate and how it benefits. So really getting rid of those exit pops is going to make a huge impact on people staying on your store. And the logic and the kind of metaphor I use is everyone has a friend or a family member who smokes cigarettes still. I mean, a lot of people don't, but there's that guy, and if they don't have a cigarette, like any little thing just bothers them. They can they're kind of quick to anger because of that issue. So I think about that person when I'm on my site. So you should adopt that sort of idea. Like, if that person who's sensitive and easy to be bothered on my site, are they going to have a good experience, or are they going to have so many pop-ups and things that happen that interrupt their buying experience that they're kind of like people have said that sales or selling something is like death by 1,000 cuts or losing a sale. So it's the same way with the on-page conversion. You have what I would consider like red flags, which are like big issues, and then like yellow. That would be kind of more of a like if you have a lot of yellow things, it's going to interrupt the buying experience. So an entry pop is really going to affect that. I've seen it in the numbers time and time again. So I really recommend not having an entry pop. And if you do have, you should have an exit pop. So remove the entry pop. Specifically also the chat widget. This is a little known one that a lot of people, especially when you're working on your store all the time, then what will happen is you'll just habitually click X out of the chat widget, or because of your cookies it won't pop up. But what you can do is pull up your website in an incognito tab, and when you pull it up, then it will like show you what the first experience is from a prospect or from a customer, potential customer. So make sure that you are removing it also in your chat widget. Very, very important. The pop. As far as the automatic pop, it's like a welcome message trigger sometimes. Either way. So now we have our exit pop on 90% scroll only. So we definitely should have an exit pop. In fact, this itself is an exit pop. It's just showing here as a tab rather. But when we have an exit pop, it should be only on exit intent. So when someone goes and moves their cursor up to hit X, it will pop. And then also on like 90% or 100% scroll. I think that's also a reasonable place. but I've seen the numbers pretty good there, rather. But specifically, the 100% scroll is optional. I've seen it kind of hit or miss, but really the exit intent specifically is key. So make sure you have the exit intent pop on your store. I'm going to go into that in a second. So what I use is an app called Social Proof. If you're on Shopify, as we're really targeting Shopify vendors, I think you're on Shopify. So if you are, what I do is I would use this app here. So this app One AI. So what this app does, let me X out of Lucky Orange. What this app does is this allows you to do an exit pop like this. I'll show you the settings in a moment and how it should look. And then also it allows you to set up a social proof pop. So right now the one that I have is directly through the theme. It's just this is a new store. I'm just starting it up. So we haven't ran the ads on it yet. So it's the traffic that you're not really seeing the social proof pop, but proof factor, or they changed the name to 1. What this app does is it allows you to display sales on your store. So like Susan from Nebraska just bought, or Sally from Minnesota just bought, or whatever, and then it will display those on the bottom left corner is where I would recommend it. I like to put stuff down here because it pulls attention to our trusted site tab, which I'll get into in a minute. Either way, so we want that social proof pop. It's key. What this does is makes the site become alive, so to speak, letting customers know that we're actively promoting, we're actively driving revenue to our store, and by having that social proof pop in there, it's really powerful. All you do is go here under campaigns there, and then set up a new campaign. You can set up the social proof pop, as well as this particular style of getting emails. I really recommend this Wonder Wheel. Can convert upwards of 10% to capture email addresses. So I really highly recommend using the Wonder Wheel and the Proof, the One app built-in feature there as well, which you can set up. Set it up on Exit Pop. This is just for people who don't currently have an app which provides this functionality. I really use One. And also a little ninja tip on One, which is really powerful. A lot of us are using Klaviyo for our autoresponder sequences, which is very powerful, good deliverability, and drives great results. What I recommend is also having a secondary email like this One. And the benefit is here, so we all know, like in Klaviyo, autoresponder sequences are free, and then we pay for email blast. Those fees can really be expensive if we're sending emails out, multiple emails per month. What I'd recommend is through One, they actually allow for unlimited emails for free. So you can email blast to your list in One, and you can import your leads from Klaviyo or just from Shopify directly into One, and then you can send emails out directly through One. Also, their SMS outreach is superior to Klaviyo, I found, as far as cost and deliverability. There's another app which I can just touch on, which I don't get into details, not part of my key methodology here, but I've also seen people get great results with SMS specifically through an app called Postscript SMS. They are kind of pricey, so I don't really recommend them, but sometimes I've ran individual campaigns through Postscript as far as SMS, but overall I found One to really be the standout winner here when it comes to doing the on page, like this function here, this tab, and also the social proof pop once you get that installed. So that's going to be the first thing I really highly recommend. If I really, to start with, I would put a free shipping offer here. I mean, if you're already, been in business for a while, you're used to running coupons, always test a coupon versus free shipping. But what I've found in a lot of my testing, I've tried it a lot, is that the free shipping offer almost always does better, or if not the same, versus the coupon code. So that's one thing just to keep in mind there. Okay, great. So we have One Plus. We're going to keep moving right along. So another thing is number 7. So make sure you have a chat widget So something, a chat widget on the store, and I use Talk.to, and I'll put links below to the ones that I use so you have it. But I use Talk.to, this one here. I really like it. Easy to customize, and they have 24/7 chat support. So if you want to hire them, they can do your chat support for you. It's like $500 a month, not the cheapest thing, but they also have AI, which is quite good. I use it on my main store. I really recommend it. So I use Talk.to. The key thing with the chat widget is make sure you have it, first of all. If you don't have a chat widget, set one up. And even if it just forwards to a message, like if you're offline, that's not really a good look. You want to be online and available, but if for whatever reason you're busy, at least having it there, a place for people to reach out, is powerful. Secondly, always have a phone number. So many stores these days are trying to get away with not having a phone number. We're busy, we don't want to be on the phone. I get it. Even still, have a phone number, even if it forwards to a voicemail box. There's lots of ways on the back end with Zapier that you can transcribe, get a transcription like forwarded to you in some way. Google Voice has this functionality, and a lot of other services do as well. So you don't necessarily have to answer the phone. It's key, though, that you do have a phone number on your website. So if you don't have a chat widget, or if you don't have a phone and you're relying solely on, let's say, the Contact Us box or something like that, really reconsider setting up a phone number and chat. I'll link to some of my resources about how for those. I use tossable digits for a phone number. I think it's $20 a month for an 800 number, forwards to your cell phone, or forwards to a voicemail, whatever you want. I'll include a link below. If I can get an affiliate offer, I'll make sure it's in there as well. But really, I highly recommend using Talk.to, or at least having a phone number on the site. So chat widget and a phone number. This really drives conversions. I've tested with and without it. Again, all this is from testing. This is not what I think, right? Be really clear. This is from actual in the field tests, running traffic and trying different things. So make sure you have a phone number and your chat widget there. Add judge.me extension, and make sure you have a floating tab with our reviews. This is a powerful one. Oh my God. So judge.me. So a lot of you are probably already using it. If you're not using it currently, I recommend installing it as soon as possible. Judge.me, as far as I know, is the only the only review widget which allows you, number one, to curate, number two, to easily import and export reviews, and number three, also submit those reviews to Google Shopping, so those reviews will actually show up in your product listings. Other services like Trustpilot can charge upwards of thousands of dollars for this one feature, which Judge.me provides on their awesome plan, which is $15 a month. So if you're not using Judge.me, and you're not importing your reviews into Google, specifically into your PLAs, this alone is a huge indicator of results. If you have your reviews shown there in your product listings on Google through shopping, you're going to get better results by having your reviews there versus not having your reviews there. And Judge.me literally allows you to do that. Very powerful tool. I believe you have to go under settings, you connect everything on the back end, you can import your reviews. Also, a little side note, when it comes to reviews, I do not promote fake reviews. So I do not recommend that. What I recommend doing is asking your manufacturers for their reviews. So number one, could you send your reviews over? Number two, do you mind if I export, if I pull the reviews from your store, and then pulling those reviews and then importing them into judge.me. These are reviews for those same products. You can even go as far as to find that exact same SKU on Amazon or Home Depot, or any other third party, eBay. If you can find that exact same product, those reviews are for that exact product. You can pull those reviews and also import them and then have them pushed into Google. Really, really, really powerful. 99% of people are not doing this. Really, this is going to alone is going to drive massive, massive results. Install Judge.me, get the extension on there, and import those reviews. 1,000%. Next thing is also with Judge.me. So I don't have it set up. As I said, this is a demo store. I'm just reviewing it, but I wanted to get this training out for you because a lot of guys have been asking me for it. So I've been wanting to get this out for a while. So when you have it set up, and if you already have an existing store which is driving revenue, what you want to do is use their floating tab. This is critical. This is how I use it. So let's see if we can find out where that setting is. I believe it's so you want to go through all of these, by the way. Fill out all this information. You could also do coupons on here. You can do like coupons in exchange for reviews. There's a lot of functionality and automation that goes along with it. Let me see. Oh, widgets. There it is. So when you go under widgets and then you scroll down, this one here, the floating reviews tab. This is the one that we're really going to use. This right here. And we're going to change that. It's only on the awesome plan, so I have to upgrade and get it all sorted out. But what we're going to do is we're going to put that tab here, our reviews, right here on the left side of the screen. So we're utilizing this space, which is normally vacant. So if you look at your store currently, most people are optimizing kind of up here on the home page, but they're not really optimizing this kind of empty space around the outside. And this is really where the conversions happen. So we want to put their Judge.me, our reviews, floating tab right here, and then have that. So then that's going to complete kind of our full five-finger method as far as the on page once it's in there, and with our social pop, which I described before, that completes kind of the conversion optimization. So Judge.me, make sure you install that and have the floating tab. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to highlight a few other things that your theme may or may not have in them. And then if you need, I'll also link below some apps which provide this functionality. I don't suggest you change your theme completely. This is not what this training is about. It's about just making slight, small adjustments to your current situation to improve your conversion rate, to be clear. So what I would do is, so this next one is going to be what's called a floating add to cart. So we notice this add to cart at the bottom of the screen. I would even prefer, this one is built into the theme. I use Shoptimize 6.12. This is built into the theme. But if I was using an app like what I call Uplinky, which I'll link below, it's called Uplinky, or floating add to cart's another one, then I have more functionality. You can make it smaller. I'd like this to be a little bit smaller, more condensed. But based on the theme, I couldn't find any functionality to change that. So if you're using an app like Uplinky, try to make the add to cart big, the add to cart button itself big, and then try to make it not take up too much space on the page. Also, make sure as you're doing these updates, even in the OnePlus app and in the other ones I mentioned before, make sure you're clicking on the mobile and the desktop and then optimizing for both versions. As you're making these adjustments, maybe it'd be good to do it like early morning or kind of off hours, just to make sure that if you click the wrong box or something, it doesn't pop up on the site during your peak traffic time. So maybe do this in the evening one day or in the early morning, depending on your schedule, just in case you click something wrong and, oh my God, I don't want it to be blue, and then it'll show blue for a second on the store. You know what I mean? So make sure you have a floating add to cart. This is powerful. Make sure you have this here in order to create our slide effect. So when someone comes to the bottom of the store, they get right to the add to cart. Cool. Okay, so we have that. Me. Okay, nice. Big text. Okay, so a few things here. So we're going to get into our actual on-page optimization. So number one, you'll notice here this text is big, right? All the text is big on the store. I've seen so many stores, they try to be fancy, boutique, they try to be stylized in some way, and they have small letters, right? Don't do that. Have big letters, make it easy to read. This one is probably could be spaced out a little better. I did change the background color so it's not pure white, so at least it doesn't stand out as much as it was black on white. But either way, make sure that you have big text all across the store. I mean, we have people from all different age ranges, right? You have young people, old people, everybody wants to purchase your products. So make sure that they can easily read it on mobile and desktop or tablet or TV, wherever they're viewing your site from. So just recommending having really bigger text, usually somewhere like H3, H4, and that would kind of be big enough. So, okay, big text. Also, so two other things here. As we're scrolling down, we're going to notice that I have a lot of people, I mentioned it before, that Amazon feature, to make sure you don't have the recently reviewed items or things like that. Number one, they decrease load times, and number two, I've seen them just decrease conversion rates because people just end up going to a different product rather than going to the checkout on that one. So if they want to shop, then you already have your mega menus at the top, which allows them to go through and get exactly what they want, right? So make sure you have that. Also, two big things. So we're going to start here. Display your shipping times on your product page above the add to or below the add to cart. So somewhere right near the add to cart, right there above the fold, meaning like prior to scrolling, above the fold and below the fold, if you get the reference. So make sure that all of our shipping scheduling, all of our shipping time frame is shown there directly on when they're going to receive the item. I don't know any apps that would do this. Most of the high quality themes will have this built in. If you don't have this functionality, then I would search and see if there's an app that would allow you to do that. I've always used Shoptimize, either an earlier version or a later version, and all of them have that function. But we definitely want that. It really moves the needle. That one there. Also, we have our best price policy. This is critical. So our best price policy is something super, super powerful. This is, you can copy and paste this, if you need to. You may already have it, but this is just letting you know that if somebody finds the same product for a cheaper price somewhere else, then they can, email us, and then we'll match the price, removing any other discounts or promos, of course. Now, there's some limitations. They can't buy it from eBay or an auction site, or a physical location. And what this is saying is that, and we're authorized retailers to resell these products, right? So if anyone is selling it below MAP, or they got it for a cheaper price, then we're going to be able to match that price because we're getting our products directly from the same manufacturer. So by adding 100% shopper's best price policy, this guarantees that people are going to choose us outside of the competition. If you're not running this currently, get it installed right now. This is really a powerful converting tool as far as driving on-page conversions. I mean, so much so that I actually highlight it below the add to cart right here. So this is just my little verbiage that I've used. It just seems to work well. Feel free to copy and paste it if you want. It just highlights, there's no additional fees added at checkout as far as shipping, etc. The price you see, the price you pay. We have private relationships with our manufacturers, allow us bottom line pricing, backed by our 100% best price guarantee. So if you find it somewhere else for cheaper, we'll match the price, no questions asked. They do have to send us some proof of where they got that information. We make sure it's accurate. Doesn't fall under our limitations. Assuming it doesn't, then we match the price. But we also remove any discount or coupon codes that may have been used in the process. So really, really powerful. If you don't have a best price policy, get it in there right now. I mean, you can even go as far as to put it on one of the tabs here if you have that functionality in your theme. And I also highlight it here in my footer, again, the best price policy. I mean, I'm not even against as far as putting it right here and highlighting it as a link. So these are different functionalities as far as implementing the best price policy, and also our free gift offer. This is so powerful. So no matter what industry you're in, or whatever industry you're in, doesn't really matter. What I would do is I would go to Amazon. So this is how I figure out this process. This alone is what I think the number one reason why people should buy from your store versus others is because of your free gift offer. So I'm going to pick out treadmills, right, just to show you an example of this particular store. So when I'm looking at treadmills, I'm going to find the one which has like the most sales. Okay, this one's 33,000. So I'm going to find a product which is in my niche, which has the highest sales on Amazon. And then Amazon has this frequently bought together feature, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm generally going to offer that as my free gift. So let's say my margin overall is 20%. I want to take somewhere in the range of 3 to 5% of my total gross profit and allocate that to a free gift. Now, in the beginning, when you're first setting up your free gift, what you do is you go on Amazon and you literally just buy it and send it to them and click "This is a gift." So they get it as a free gift. That's a good way to do it when you're getting started with this process. Later, once you really got your free gift dialed in and you're doing it a lot, let's say 50, 60 times a month or something like that, even up to 60 times, even one time is enough. I would onboard a supplier who focuses on that product. Then you get better margins, because right now through Amazon you'll be buying retail, but when you actually move into a supplier who sells, for example, these floor mats, I could work out a deal with them. Hey, I sell this product a lot. Can I get good margins on this one particular SKU? And then you can onboard them just like a supplier, and then you get and then you ask them to blind ship. So then you get the free gift out to them. This is massive. Along with remember that we're in the market where there's multiple vendors reselling these products. Most of them are not giving away a free gift. They're just advertising the product. So they, when you advertise with a free gift, people will choose you every time. Our goal here is to make your position, your store, a no-brainer versus the competition when it comes to purchasing whichever high-ticket product they've already decided they want to buy. So definitely adding that free gift in there is powerful. I would recommend probably use your own reference, but I would recommend implementing it in the same way that I have here, as far as like a certain price threshold. So over $500, all orders receive this floor protector with the coupon code HOMEGYM. Right? So you'll see that when they use that coupon code, they're not going to be able to use it with other codes, so they can pick, right? Later on, they'll also get a free shipping code, and they can pick, okay, do I want free shipping, or do I want the free gift? Or if I run other promos, I'll get into that in a minute. But make sure this is a super, super slept on, powerful tool. So if someone's going to buy a treadmill, everyone knows you're going to buy the floor protector as well. If you're on the second floor, you have neighbors, you don't want them, hitting the roof with the broom, you're going to put the foam mat down, right? So you're going to buy one anyway. So if I'm going to buy this product from here and then buy the mat, it's going to be $750. Or if I just buy it from these guys, it's $709 and I get free shipping, and I also would get the mat included. You see what I'm saying? So then it becomes, oh, this is a no-brainer, I'm just going to buy from these guys. So if you're not running a free gift offer, implement a free gift offer. This is huge. Very, very powerful. Don't sleep on that. Definitely implement it in your store. And then I have a few other things. So beside the free gift offer, and I have a few other things I want to get into, but before I get into the next one, I want to highlight I have what I call offer 1 and offer 2 on the store. And how I think about my promotional material as far as on-page conversion. So I would offer 1 is what I would call my evergreen offer. Okay, so this is my offer that's running full time, all the time, and that would be this home gym offer here at the top. So that's always running so far to the point where I have it like on the bottom of product pages, additionally recognizing this offer. Right? And so that is evergreen. I don't really change it. Sometimes I'll update it with seasonality, right? Maybe I'll do like, but either way, I'll just change the image to have a seasonal feel to it. If it's Halloween, I'll put a Halloween vibe on it, but it's the same offer. I just change the creative, right? But either way, that's an evergreen offer. I always have that running. I don't really change it. I leave it up there pretty consistently, and that is how we drive revenue on page consistently by always having that offer dialed in and just being the no-brainer in the industry for that product. Secondly, so we always have what I call a secondary offer. Secondary offers are things that vary wildly. I might try free shipping one day, I might try another free gift, I might try a 1% off, I might try upwards of a 3% off, I might do a flash sale for 5% off, I might do all sorts of different things. That's going to happen in my emails when I do email blasts, and also I'm going to test that on this opt-in box. So if I want to test a 1% offer or a 2% offer or a different sort of promo, then I would test that in this box. And that would be my kind of second offer. So every page has two offers. We have my evergreen offer, which is the free gift. Then I have my secondary offer, which is free shipping or a discount or a coupon code or maybe another bonus free gift or something like that. But that is one that I'm constantly testing. So I'm always trying out new variations, new structures. I've just found that really the free shipping offer converts the best as kind of a secondary evergreen, but there are times where you want to drive more revenue, right? Where you want to give more incentives. There's times where your store is off season, maybe you want to give more promotions to bring in additional business, things like that. So maybe those are times where you might test a different offer, and I would test it here. So this on page, I see a lot of guys like constantly changing this header pretty consistently with the seasonality. I don't really see a lot of benefit from that because it actually ends up being, sometimes it can be kind of a hassle to work out all these new promos, and I just don't really see them moving the needle. And what I see really moving the needle is varying the opt-in box with a different offer and then blasting out different styles of content or different offers to the email list. And that we'll also get into a little bit in that later as well, but that's really important to know when it comes to on-page conversion. So that's the two types of on-page conversion there. And now we're going to get into Trusted Site. Man, if I could tell you to implement one thing, it would be to implement this app, Trusted Site. You may or may not be familiar with it. Right now you can see that, again, this is a demo store. I'm just on the free plan here, so I'm not running the ads yet in this one until a few weeks from now, so I'm just getting it started. But I just want to run out this course for you guys because it's just so many people have been asking for it, and they want to increase their on-page conversions, and they don't want to go through the whole course if they already have their store set up. So I set up this fast track course just so you can get those numbers I mentioned before immediately. I mean, this is set up to be implemented over the course of a month as you're working through all these different apps. It's a 30-day process. I mean, if somebody is really gung-ho and they're full-time, I could see them implementing these updates within a week, even a few days, if they were really all-in 12-hour days. But really over a week, upwards of a month, is going to be the appropriate time to implement these things. And remember, as we're implementing them, we're watching Lucky Orange on page to see the customer's experiences, what they're clicking, what they're looking at, and when they're leaving, when they're buying, and what they're buying, stuff like this. Okay, cool. So very powerful so far. We're going to go into Trusted Site. So make sure you set up Trusted Site. It can be pricey depending upon how much traffic you have to your store. If you're already generating revenue, this is a no-brainer. This alone moves the needle 0.2, 0.3%. I mean, it's just powerful, man. Implement Trusted Site. I do have a referral offer for them. I'll implement it down here. I want to also highlight, some of the links are going to be referral offers. I'm not giving you links because they're referral offers. There are things that I use personally, and they're things that are so powerful. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to promote these things. I'm going to go out and get some referral offers and see if I can get some discounts for you guys. Like I think Trusted Site gives a 10% off discount. So I'm going to implement that. Any offers I can get for you guys down below. Make sure you use Trusted Site. Set up all these features here. Right now, you don't see them because I'm on the free plan. Make sure you verify your phone, your email, all that stuff. Do the directory listing, fill out your information, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add this to the home page. Right now we can see it here, but later, once you have the paid plan, you're going to put what I'd really recommend is, this is what moves the needle so much from this one, is having our what they do for the paid plan, I don't know if it shows anywhere here, is they offer $100,000 of identity fraud protection. So shopper identity protection. So this removes really all skepticism from the customers. So it'll show us like this, 99% issue-free orders, it'll show 100%. The website name, the date, 100K ID protection, and secure checkout. And then what we do is we display that right under the add to cart. That is so powerful. Along with the trusted site down here, it shows like this. It used to be Trusted Site / McAfee. They were like one company. They recently split up, so now it's just Trusted Site. But it really, really, really works. So install a Trusted Site and put the banner right here underneath the add to cart or above the add to cart, just right here above the fold with the add to cart button is where you want that. While we're on this topic, make sure that your colors are good. I didn't really dive into it too much when I went over the slide effect, but make sure you have a color palette and make sure that your site is following a color palette. Imagine if there's a guy walking down the street wearing, just wearing odd clothes, odd coloring. It stands out, right? So if something on the page stands out as far as coloring, it's one of those yellow flags or one of those death by 1,000 cuts, one of those small things that take people off the site. So make sure that your coloring is accurate as far as like red for the markdown price, black for the actual price, just all these oranges, they match the same color. Make sure you actually have the hex code and use that hex code when you're working on all the different apps and organizing them. The color palette is key. It has to all match, right? It has to be all congruent. Okay, very good. We're moving right along. So add trusted site, implement it. You will not be disappointed. It's major. Okay, so the free gift, we already went over the free gift. Searchinize, perfect. All right, so as we're working down Searchinize, this is another app. So let me just highlight why it's important. So on this one, I've installed it but not set it up yet. But what it is what you'll find. Okay, so once you install Lucky Orange, I mentioned it briefly earlier. Once you have Lucky Orange installed, 30 to 40% of your traffic you're going to find is going directly to your search box. So I've just seen that across all brands. I mean, it's just really at this point kind of the law for me that 30 to 40% of traffic is going to click on the search box and they're going to search for something. Now, we want to optimize that space. We want to make sure that we capitalize on those customers. And what Searchinize does on the back end is it actually uses AI to show the most powerful products available based on those searches. Because sometimes, like let's say for example, I used to use this a lot. This really helped me. Here's an example. On one of my stores, I sell tents. So there was like big tents for party tents, right? So when I'm selling on those store, a lot of people would type in party tent, but there's one particular tent which was commonly sold but didn't have that keyword party tent in the title. So because it didn't have that party tent in the title, it wouldn't pop up in the basic, like just without Searchinize. It wouldn't show up. So when using Searchinize, the AI determined, we have a lot of sales for this one product. So let's make sure that when someone types in tent, something comparable, that it'll show that one which has been selling a lot. You see? So this is something that's always running on the back end and always showing products which have a high likelihood of sell. And then you could also import you could say, okay, when someone types in this word, show this product, right? So you can if you have certain keywords which you want to highlight certain products for, you can go that far. I don't know where that setting is exactly. I think instant search widget, it's in here. Anyway, you can change colors, you can change how it's displayed. There's a lot of functionality. I'm not going to get into it in detail, but this one is really powerful. A secondary powerful feature for Searchinize is that you can set up collection pages. So I know a lot of people sometimes, I don't use them too much. I'm going to work them out on this site in the next week or two. But a lot of people, sometimes their collection filters are not exactly where they want based on the theme. So they struggle with that a little bit. So this app, Searchinize, it allows you to set filters. So you can actually input filters on your collection pages and decide kind of how you want them organized. They get organized by tags. So I've seen a lot of guys really benefit from having access to like a third-party app which allows you to put filters on your collection pages. Really, really good, really, really powerful. Definitely use Search and Eyes if you're not using it. This is what I'd say is like a step up. If you're already producing revenue, you already have all the other stuff I talked about, then Search and Eyes is going to be another one that's really going to move the needle on you. I mean, when I installed it, I saw like 4 or 5 sales a week from it when I first got it installed. So really, really good stuff there. Definitely recommend Search and Eyes. Okay, so let's keep going down the list here for the fast track. Okay, so the Search and Eyes. Okay, so this one I'm going to skip. I'll come back to it in a second. This one I'm going to skip. I'll come back to it in a second. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go all the way. Let's not skip them then. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about this one. So if you need further help on this, I will help you. Because this is a demo store, I don't have the Merchant Center. It's still being approved. But again, I'm just trying to rush this out to you guys so I can give you the content. And if 3 or 4 guys like messaging me each and every day, hey, we want the fast track, so ask and you shall receive. So the promo running in the Merchant Center, what this is you go under, log into your Merchant Center and then go under the promotions. And then under the promotions, you can click add new promo. And when you click add new promo, then you can add a promotion, and that promotion is going to run in the PLAs. You could do a percentage off promotion, you could do a free shipping offer. There's lots of different things you can do there. If you're at this point and you need a template for submitting those, let me know and I'll send that over to you. You can email me directly, Ryan@dropshippinghighticket.com. And then I will make sure I send that template over for submitting the review. But that's really, really powerful. If you're not running a promo in the Merchant Center, that alone is going to give you another 10-20% increase in sales over a month, right? Just having a promo there. Again, what that does, it allows us, like, you can just look it for yourself. Just type in your product category, go into Google Shopping tab, and then go ahead and look at all the products there. The guys who have like offers where it says 5% off or best offer or there's some green text, that's because they're running a promo in the Merchant Center. So make sure if you're not doing that, if you haven't learned about that yet, do that today. Go in the Merchant Center, add a promo, and you can set it out for about 3 months. You have to update them. Anyway, very good. Another thing in the Merchant Center. So when you have your products submitted in the Merchant Center, and you're logged in there and you're looking at your products, sometimes you're going to see products that are not approved, right? Whether it could be a number of reasons. Like it could be you have some overlay, meaning you have some text or something on the image, so your main product image can't have text on it, right? So making sure it could be something simple like that. It could also be another simple one, which normally won't be a disapproval, but it'll be a yellow, would be if you don't have UPC codes. So whenever you add products to the store, you want to make sure you add barcodes. A lot of guys are what I've seen recently is a lot of guys are skipping this step. Is they're just getting the products from the manufacturer, they're adding them into the store, and they're missing out on the barcode. This is not good because Google, when they display you in the PLAs, one of their back-end structures is knowing the barcode. If they don't know the barcode, they're generally, at the very least, they're not going to show you for free listings. And usually not free listings, and sometimes not the main listing. Typically the retargeting one, that one will work, but definitely make sure you have barcodes. So how do we get barcodes? Number one, reach out to the manufacturer, ask them for their barcodes. If you haven't done this in the past, reach out to them now. Hey, I was just updating my products. I want to make sure I have the correct barcodes on file. Could you send me over your barcodes? And I want to add them to the store. Secondly, you can Google them. So Google the SKU, Google the product name, and then you can find the barcodes online. Maybe some other vendor selling that product has their barcodes on their product pages. You can copy them and you can use them. Thirdly, this is the easiest and fastest way to get up and running. This is what I use, speedybarcodes.com. So speedybarcodes.com, what this is this is a website where you can just buy barcodes. These are approved. I've used this before. It works very, very well. If I have an affiliate link by the time I post this, then I'll make sure to include it below. But definitely use Speedy Barcodes. You can buy, I think, like a lot of them. 2,000 for $240. I think I bought 3,000 or 5,000 when I got started. It's worth the money. What you do is just keep your spreadsheet, go down to all your products, add the barcodes in there, boom, suddenly you're going to have much better SEO traffic and just much better traffic from the Merchant Center, the free listing specifically. And also, you just want to make sure all of your products are 100% approved in the Merchant Center without any issue. So you just really want to go through that and make sure they're all approved, there's no problems there. That's going to really be powerful for you. A lot of people don't really check that. Next thing, so in the Merchant Center also we have our reviews. So making sure our reviews are submitted through judge.me. So when you go to judge.me, as I mentioned before, and you go to import the reviews, as I mentioned, so if a lot of you are probably already using it, it's a pretty popular app, but if you're not really sure, you go to manage reviews, go to import, and you can import your reviews. Now, once they're imported, you want to make sure that it's connected with the Merchant Center. And so what you do is you go under, in the Merchant Center, you go under different offers. I think it's called promotions, and you go under all of those and enable them all. And then also go in judge.me and then link your Google Merchant Center to judge.me, and then that will allow you'll have a graph there which will show the approved reviews to show up in the PLAs. Really powerful, I'm telling you. That one feature, I think it's Trustpilot and a number of other apps will charge you upwards of $1,000 or $2,000 for that one feature, just to be able to submit your reviews through to Google Shopping. Extremely powerful. $15 a month is crazy for that feature. Cool. So we're just coming around the bend here now. We're going to go over a few different things. I'm happy I can keep this in under an hour because it's like an hour of content, but it's going to take a week to implement just because of all the different things that I'm going through here. This is so powerful. So all of your financing options, use them all. Affirm, Klarna, ViaBill, Shopify installments. Use Zezzle is even another one that I've heard. They're based in Australia, so they're not really that great, I think, but get them all. Doesn't matter. They all have different rate structures. They all have different pricing. Just have them on your store. Certain people are loyal to certain brands, and they're only going to use that brand. You want to have many different payment options available on the store. So install all these different apps: Affirm, Klarna, ViaBill, Shopify installments. Make sure, speaking of Shopify installments, make sure you go in Shopify under where is it at? I believe it's store maybe? No, settings. Settings. Yeah, so you have to find it. But what you want to do is go to the part where you can set up your Shopify Pay. So where you set up it's under sales channels right here, Shop Pay. So when you click on that, you're going to get to your Shop Pay, and when you're in Shop Pay, there's going to be a whole section there for you to set up your store. So by putting in your name, your description, and making sure you get approved and all that good stuff. So fill all that out. Being in the Shop Pay environment, a lot of people are loyal to Shop Pay. So a lot of people might shop just through Shop Pay only. So in shop installments, etc. So just by having a lot of different payment options, I'd include also here like PayPal. PayPal. If you're not using PayPal, use PayPal. Amazon Pay. So make sure you're using just all the different payments. So go under payment features. Get all the different options for checkout. This is really powerful. I've seen people only have, let's say, for example, Klarna. Right? They just have one. And then they install like 5 or 6 more. They put PayPal on there, Amazon Pay, Affirm, Shopify installments. Suddenly they're doing 30% more revenue, right? just by adding more options to pay on the store. So don't sleep on the payment options. So setting up all these different things are really going to help you. Installing them all. If you have one of them, I'm sure you know how to install more of them. But they're all the same. Amazon Pay is just in the settings in payment options. In the where is it? Down here in settings, and then I think payment options or payments that you set up there. And also, like, I think Google Pay is in there. I mean, we have more, right? Google Pay, I think maybe even like Samsung Pay might be on that list. But either way, just approve everything. Set them all up. They pay you out the same way. It doesn't matter. It just gets paid to your bank account. You process the order. Offer options to pay. It's just a silly little thing which drives revenue. Also, other financing options. Let me highlight those. So all of these ones on the left side of those lines are what I would call, or they are personal financing, right? So they're going to have limits. All of them have certain limits as to, well, we can kind of separate like maybe out like here. You know, these are all like payment options. These are all financing options. So you can go to Affirm.com, Klarna.com, Via Bill, and so forth. Shopify is in the back end. These are all things you have to get approved for. So they're financial products. So you go to the website, you get approved, then they connect to your store through the app, the Shopify app in the marketplace, and then you can connect them. Then we have payment options like PayPal, Amazon Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, also your own merchant processing. There's also, you know, if you're doing millions, let's say 4 million, 5 million a year minimum, and you're using Shopify Pay, then that definitely you could earn another 3-5% on your margins just by switching out to an outside third-party merchant processor. Just a little side note there, but I'll just bookmark that. If you'd like to learn more, send me an email or reach out. But yeah, that's definitely a huge advantage if someone's in that boat. Anyway, so now we have personal financing, we have our payment options, and then the next thing. So we also have what's called commercial financing. So if you're in a market where someone could be using your products for commercial use, you could also sign up with some commercial financing options. So some that come to mind that I've used, the QuickSpark recently closed down their financing branch, ClickLease. So this is just one example of a company which you can onboard with. What they do is they offer business financing, right? So a lot of these personal financing options might cap at a certain price. Let's say $1,200, $1,500, $2,000, and whatnot, right? ClickLease or like other commercial financing options allow you to offer commercial financing to vendors who are using your products for commercial use. Like, let's say, for example, someone buys 10 treadmills from me, but they're using it in their gym. They might want to use commercial financing in order to purchase that gym equipment in order to have it in their facility for like a lower monthly in payment. Now, a lot of times they're going to charge interest. You know, it can be quite high, but the idea here is just offering options. The more options we can offer, that's going to allow us to drive higher revenue. And ClickLease or these companies, they pay us out in full. So we're not going after these people to collect payment. ClickLease has their approval process. I'm just using them as an example. They have their approval process. I'll include a link to them below the video. I think I have an offer for them. And then that will allow people to get started, right? They want to purchase something for their business, but they need financing. They have one low monthly fee. I mean, I've seen crazy interest rates, upward 20%, sometimes 30%. But if it allows them to conduct their business, then that might be a decision they want to make. So don't sleep on those commercial financing options. I would generally implement them on the store with like a tab. So I would offer in this case, like I said, the demo store, I'm just using it as a reference. But what I would do is I would generally put that like right here. So financing, a financing tab. And then I would just put our commercial financing offer right there. That would be how I would do that, and maybe mention the personal financing, but usually it's a sales letter for the commercial financing. So definitely implement that. All right, so we're wrapping around to the end here of the conversion rate optimization course, the fast track. Now what I try to do is just go machine gun, boom, 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 boom. It's only an hour of training, right? An hour, maybe a little bit longer, but if you implement these things, guaranteed, without a doubt, your conversion rate will increase by 40 to 80% within 30 days. I've seen it happen over and over and over again. These are the things which drive conversions on page. They will work for you. If you have questions about will this work for me, how do I implement this, reach out. We have to also conduct our call if we have not at this point yet, in which I'll give you a full store review and I'll highlight which of these is the most important and critical for you to obtain some quick wins. Let's not skip over this last one, which is also very important, the Better Business Bureau. So if you're in business in America and you're not registered with the Better Business Bureau, I recommend doing it immediately. For whatever reason, they're a nonprofit. They have branches all across the country, so you have to call your local branch depending upon where your business is located. So you call your local branch and you can set up with them with the Business Bureau. Now, Americans, we love the Better Business Bureau. It's just been around forever, since the time of the Yellow Pages. They're kind of grandfathered in. And a lot of Americans, when they see this, they tend to trust the website because you're on board with the BBB. So if you're not on board with them currently, get onboarded. This really drives conversions for your everyday American. Make sure you have it on the site. It's not free. I mean, just to register is free, but in order to have an accreditation, quote unquote, to be accredited, then you have to be a part of their paid membership. I think it's $300 a year. I'm not 100% sure. You'd have to go back and call them. I think the prices vary on your local branch. So you have to register wherever your business is located. Call the Better Business Bureau, bbb.org. Get registered with them. Highlight their banner here on the store. They try to promote like a clickable link. I don't recommend making it clickable. We don't want anything to get the people off the store. We keep them on the store. But definitely highlight our Better Business Bureau accreditation in the top if you can, or somewhere or multiple places on the store. So this is gonna, let me see if I hit all the major points here. So what I'll tell you, is that I've reviewed upwards of a few hundred stores when it comes to their, I think that's even under a few thousand stores when it comes to identifying CRO and what they're doing well with CRO, what they're not doing well with CRO, and I've really boiled down the essence of what drives conversions into these 19 things that we've just gone over. Some of them maybe you need me to elaborate. Some of them maybe you need me to explain in more detail. In that case, make sure you bring that up in our consult. We're doing a 1-hour consult where I'll do a full site review for you. I'll show you kind of how to implement these things and just see where you're at with them and identify some quick wins. So again, I want to wrap up by saying that these results are all systematic, meaning every time, 100% of the time, I've implemented these strategies on high-ticket dropshipping stores, the conversions have gone up 40 to 80%. In some cases, I've seen 150, 200% increase just by adding some of these features and utilizing specifically this space on the side, the bottom, and the outside of the site. Make sure you're optimizing your palette. This is key. It's a common mistake. Make sure all of your colors match. Also, make sure that you are using the slide effect, so the floating add to cart. I'm just trying to wrap up my thoughts here. If there's anything else that I think is critical that you need to know in order to increase your on-page conversion. This last point is just, you probably already know this, but recognizing that the on-page conversion rate is by far the highest levered activity in our business. So if you are able to increase your on-page conversion rate by even 40%, that is going to be the most bang for your buck, so to speak. Meaning that if you can get this one metric to be up higher than it is currently, it's the most outstanding result for your business. So don't sleep on these techniques. Some people might watch this training for an hour and say, wow, like, okay, that's the fast track course, I got it, cool ideas, and move on. Don't be that guy. implement these. Start with Lucky Orange, implement them on the store, start watching your on page and start implementing these tactics. You will not be disappointed. And if you need any further assistance or help from myself, just let me know. I'm here for you. I want to see you succeed, and I want us to grow together. So I'm looking forward to your success, and I'm looking forward to hearing some of your case studies and your testimonials about the results that you've gotten after implementing our fast track program here. So thanks again, and have a great day.